morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jen Johns.
Morning, Kev Joyce.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the beginning of our service. As I like to do, I like to invite everyone to keep themselves muted, but please turn on your screens and wave to someone, smile at someone, wink at someone, send a virtual hug to someone. And I'm just going to start off in a place of gratitude because I am grateful to be here on these Sunday mornings in your presence. This is our healing time. This is our community time. This is our coming together time in the spirit and the presence. No, we all know how important that is right now in these times. So I want to do all. I'm just grateful for everyone here. I feel your presence. I feel your energy. I spend a lot of time in this space, but it feels different when I'm right here with you all. I have a little assignment for you, and this is something brief. You know, I'm a teacher, so we do a lot of things in the classroom. I just want people, if you can, put one thing in the chat that you're grateful for today, this week. Just one thing. Just put one thing in the chat and just share that gratitude with the community right now. Don't worry, y'all. We ain't gonna overthrow the system with all this gratitude. Just put one thing in the chat that you're grateful for. That would be such a beautiful offering. I'm gonna tell you what I'm grateful for. Just sing it to yourself. I'm so grateful, 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 grateful. 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 Every brand new morning come. Every day I see the sun. Gaze into another sky. When I look into your eyes, I'm so grateful, grateful. I'm so grateful, grateful. I'm so grateful, grateful. I'm so grateful. Notice all the blessings around, even when I'm feeling down, down. Searching for a love that's pure. Don't you know that love endures? So I stay grateful, grateful, grateful. I stay grateful. I stay grateful, grateful, grateful. I stay grateful. Just stay in that presence. Sing it with me, y'all. I'm so grateful, grateful, grateful. I'm so grateful, grateful. OCSL community, I'm so grateful. So grateful, grateful. I'm so grateful, grateful. Even being on Zoom is something to be grateful for. There's some people in our city who don't have access, who don't have the space, who aren't in a safe environment, who may be looking for their next meal, or looking for housing, or struggling with so many struggles that we all go through. But I'm grateful I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this opportunity this morning. No matter what's going on in our country, in our communities, we are here to spread gratitude. So grateful this morning. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to the illustrious, the wonderful presence, Mr. Robert in the building. Hey. Might want to unmute yourself, sir.
Unmute yourself, Robert.
He is unmuted.
Meanwhile, we'll sing for you. Da, 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 da. Come on, Robert. I know you got some words of wisdom in there. Oh, yeah, maybe a moment of silence. You worked in the check. But you look great, Robert. I'll give that to you. Maybe you could call in on the phone.
The
I mean, I'm
telephone.
just thinking, yeah, that's the only option I can think of at the moment.
It said that he was muted by the co-host. So whoever's co-host, that's what I saw. Take everybody off mute and even video and start again.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la.
Robert, save us.
He says what?
Oh, you like it. Gosh, you've missed me, I know.
Can't get enough.
That hot stuff. Oh my goodness. Sunday morning wouldn't be the same without this, right? How many churches do you go to that can leave this kind of impression? But look good.
Just like life.
So maybe that would help. Oh, bless you, Kev. Bartman.
There's some little red dot in there.
Recording.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Well, we should probably move along to what's next. What do you say?
Constance, do you have the announcements?
Yes, I can bring them up. Hold on.
You did read them too, Constance. Nope, still haven't got you, Robert. You are still just a pretty face. Thank you, Kev. Let's move along and just skip announcements right on over that, shall we?
Yeah, we'll come back maybe later.
Yeah.
Maybe Constance can do it. So
I can do them now. I can do them now.
let's do it.
Okay. So I'm not dressed for this, but I am dressed. So
Well, you need, and the trick is Robert needs to lip sync.
okay. So just a minute, I got to make this screen smaller so I can read them. Okay. So we have a few announcements today, and I'm going to do them. So let's take a moment to bless our children. And we are going to bless them by saying, we honor all our youth and children in our community and the world. We love you, we see you, you are Spirit's gift to us. Thank you for being in our lives, and so it is. And here they come. A couple years older than when these pictures were taken, but no less vital. So the next thing to know is that next Wednesday, this is the Reverend Sally week. So next Wednesday, Reverend Sally is going to be speaking on cosmic connections at the Wednesday night service. Meditation is 6:30 and service at 7. So what do you want to manifest in your life? Myself, I put in for a legal in-person hug. If you want to take manifestation to the next level, you can sign up for Magnetize Your Life, which is actually a 5-week class that starts tomorrow, Monday, October 19th, 6:30 to 8:30. Reverend Tony and Reverend Sally are co-hosting this amazing class, and you can still register on our website under current classes. So there's already a magnificent class going, and you can join in.
Constance,
Yes?
can you hear me now?
Yes?
I can take over if you want.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what was going on. But continuing on where the amazing Constance has left off, the Diversity Circle is having its final meeting of the year on Friday, October 23rd at 7 p.m. Doug Myers and Sridevi Ramanathan will be leading a visioning for 2021. Along with everything else, 2020 has been about diversity and respect for everyone, and the Diversity Circle has been ahead of the curve on those topics. Join us for our final meeting of 2020. It's Pledge Month. When you're thinking about voting, remember to vote for OCSL by turning in your pledge for 2021. Links to the online pledge sign up are on the right side of the homepage of our website, oaklandcsl.org. As a member of the Board of Trustees, let me share that the pandemic has definitely affected our income. For example, we haven't been getting rental income. However, we were blessed with a PPP loan, and we have received word that our application to have the loan forgiven has been approved, which is great news. That'll go a long way towards mitigating the lost income we've had with the lockdown. But we need your commitment to keep our spiritual center vibrant and financially healthy with your pledge. Pledges have been coming in, and we're off to a good start. Almost half the pledges we have received have been from people increasing their giving over this year. I'm committing myself to increasing my pledge 10% over this year. If everyone did that, we'd be in great shape. So keep the flow of abundance energy going. Speaking of the election, the Ministry of Prayer and Oakland Center practitioners are offering prayer and contemplation on the day before and the day of the election. Joined by Zoom from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. and be led in an hour of knowing the truth of whose and who we are. Zoom sign-in will be on the homepage of the website. Lastly, the rules on social distancing in Alameda County are changing. We are now in the orange zone. See, I got my Halloween colors on. I got an orange bridge behind us. We are orange. And that means we have the possibility of meeting in small socially distanced groups in person. We are following the local guidelines, and nothing is more important to us than your health and safety. But we want to get a sense of where you are on this issue. So if you would be interested in taking part in an in-person group, please send an email to constance@oaklandcsl.org or indicate your interest in the chat room right now. At this point, we're seeing what the interest is in order to decide how to move forward. And always, for information on all that is going on at your Oakland Center, visit our website, oaklandcsl.org, and check out our email blasts with the Village News. Also visit our Facebook page. One more thing I want to say before I wrap up, and that is we know the past 7 months have been challenging, and many people are feeling isolated or disconnected As I said earlier, we are working hard to connect with you, but if you are feeling disconnected, I encourage you to reach out to us. There are many ways to stay engaged and feel more connected. Taking a class like the Magnetize Your Life is a great way to do that, or meetings like the Diversity Circle. Our Wednesday night services are more intimate and tend to be more interactive, so that might be a nice way for you to participate and feel more connected. And we have practitioners who would love to pray with you. So reach out and get the support you need. You are not alone. So on that note, please read along with me as I read our vision and mission statement, which will be coming up momentarily. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. So thanks everyone for helping with that technical glitch. And I'm happy now to pass it forward to the radiant Regina Buckwalter.
Thank you, Robert. I'm glad you were able to finish off these announcements. It's always great to see you and hear your voice. My name is Regina Buckwalter, and I will be doing the readings and the prayer for this morning. The first reading, and if you feel comfortable enough to close your eyes while you're at home, so you can do anything you want, close your eyes, feel comfortable wherever you are. And the first reading is from Romans 12:4-5. For just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we, through many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. The second reading is from Ernest Holmes. If at time we doubt our ability to use the law, we should again remind ourselves that it is not I, but the Spirit of the Father in me who does the work. This will strengthen our thought and place us again on the road of faith and understanding. So wherever you are, however you are seated, lying, resting, let yourself feel your breath. As you breathe, feel your feet, wherever they may be. Feel your feet. Feel the sensation in your feet, and feel the breath arising from your belly. Let your belly be easeful and relaxed, soft, and full of breath. Fill your body with spirit. Spirit is always residing within, and it is simply our mind and our attention and our awareness of that magical movement of spirit through us that brings that presence more and more into our lives. As we breathe, let go and let God, we know that goodness is all there is. God is all there is. The infinite presence is all there is in my life. The infinite presence of light that moves through me easily and effortlessly. That infinite power, that infinite goodness, that unconditional love, knowing that presence is always there, always. No matter what the external circumstances are, I rest and relax and know that God is all there is in my life right here and right now. I rest and trust and feel the calmness that moves through me when I rest into that goodness, when I recognize that God is all there is, when I feel that breath moving through me, when I feel the love that pulsates through my cells, and I know that God is all there is. And I speak a word for myself. I know this is true for every single member of this community. We unite in these truths. We unite in these principles. We unite in the goodness of God as all of the members come together with principle, with truth, with light, and with love. And that is the wholeness that we all feel and radiate in our lives during these times. That is all there is this unification in light and love. We come together, all members pulsate and resonate with that beautiful, comforting field of God moving within. And I bless this service. I bless every single person that has come together, knowing that the words that Sally speaks will indeed ignite that awareness, ignite that pulsation of love, ignite that alignment with love and light within our community, within our own bodies, within our own lives as we move forward, knowing that God is good no matter what is going on. We just know this. And that's what brings us together, is the knowing of these truths in our lives. I breathe in. I release my word into the law. And of course, the law says yes to these truths. We are aligned in that wholeness. We are aligned with one another. We are one. And I release my word, letting go and letting God. And so it is. Amen. So now Jennifer Johns is going to expand on these truths with her beautiful music as she taps into the light and love of God. Thank you. And so it is.
Thank you. Namyo renge yo, namyo renge yo, namyo renge yo, namyo renge. Namyo renge yo, namyo renge yo, namyo renge yo, namyo. Namyo renge yo, namyo renge yo, namyo renge yo, namyo renge. Namyo renge yo, namyo renge yo, namyo renge yo. I am the change. I am the new beginning. Beyond the dream, I am the dream reborn. Beyond ballad or bullet, go further. I am now, I am real, I am yours. And like your breath, your faith, your conscience, a collective voice, this power of one. Like you know that you've known forever. You are the one. I am the one. I am the one. I am the one. I am the one, I am the one, I am the one. I am the one, I am the one, I am the one. I am the one, I am the soul. The pulse of the main street, heart of the ghetto, the soul. More than an audacity to hope I'm proof we all chose. See, when this road gets rocky and rough, we push on forward. More than one man, I'm all of you. I am the one, I am the one, I am the one. I am the one, I am the one, I am the one. I am the one, I am the one, I am the one, I am the one. We have gone beyond revolution, evolution, the power of one. We have gone beyond revolution, evolution, the power of one. We have gone beyond revolution, evolution, the power of one. We have gone beyond revolution, evolution, the power is one. Ashe. It is my honor. I miss you all so much, and so I really do hope that we get a chance to be in service together sometime soon. But until then, it is my honor to introduce Reverend Sally Bartholomew.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Regina. Thank you, Robert. And thank you, Kev Choice. Thank you, Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. Oh, everybody just take a deep breath with me right here and right now. Can you feel that connection? I know I can. And it may be just through Zoom, and I know we're all really looking forward to coming together in the flesh, so to speak. We will. We're on our way. The waters might be troubled. That's what I'm talking about today. A bridge over troubled waters. And this month, we're talking about cosmic connections. And today, we have an example of those cosmic connections, virtual connections. We are together in the one. Oh. So, like I said, my talk today is Bridge Over Troubled Waters. And we've had some experience of the whole idea of troubled waters this morning, but I'm not really going to talk about that. I do want to acknowledge that today is October 18th, and we are 16 days from the presidential election. There are fires still raging in California and Colorado. We're entering the cold and flu season with the corona pandemic still active, and our economy is on shaky ground. Yes, we're experiencing troubled waters. But let's move beyond that. Let's talk about the really good news. And that really good news is, as Teresa shared with us during the meditation this morning, there is only one power. There is one power for good in the universe. And as Ernest tells us, we can use it. So I'm here today to remind us that we can use this power to help ourselves and to build bridges over these troubled waters, as we saw today. This morning, we stepped in and helped each other build these bridges. So what we're seeing is that God, that divine source, that power, that presence of all life, has not left the scene. It is always acting as a bridge over all the troubled waters in life. This bridge, this power for good, it's eternally active. So in preparing for this talk, I researched what is a bridge. That's kind of what we do, right? We look at word definitions. So like the word love, the word bridge can be both a noun or a verb. As a noun, it carried several meanings, and two of them I'm going to share with you this morning. One is that a bridge may be a structure carrying a road or path across a river, a bay, or another road or some other obstacle. It's a physical thing. Or it could also be a non-physical thing, such as a purpose that is intended to reconcile or form a connection between two things or ideas. So that's what a bridge is as a noun. As a verb, a bridge carries active meanings of being or building a bridge over something, or making a difference between two groups or ideas or sides. Yeah, so a bridge is something and or some way to span a divide, whether physical or philosophical, with both sides really reaching to meet and form a connection in the middle. And as we've seen today, and I'm sure as we've experienced lately, we could sure use more bridge building in our lives right now, right? Well, contemplating this idea of bridges, I like the idea that a bridge could be said to act as secure passage, a secure passageway for change. And I have two stories that I'm going to share with you to take this idea a little deeper. And I'm going to try and encapsulate those stories, but they're really great stories and I want to share them with you. But before I do that, John, I think we've got a slide that I'd like you to share just for a minute. It's a slide, a picture from my recent travels, my recent RV trip out of the smoke and into the fall foliage. And you can see on this slide, I'd been working on my talk along the way, and what we found was this covered bridge. It was beautiful. Spirit works this way, right? When we're thinking about something, it has this way of bringing forward the ideas that it wants to communicate. So we found this covered bridge. It was built in 1870. And it uses those sturdy wood struts, I think you can see in the picture. And there's, on each side, there are two very small diamond-shaped windows along this 300-foot span. So as I was standing within this covered bridge, I really felt secure, you know, and it was, well, it was kind of sweet and magical because when I grew up, bridges like that were called kissing bridges. And I happened to be under that kissing bridge with my husband. So anyway, it reminded me of how good I feel when I'm grounded in my spiritual practices as well, when I'm able to release all the troubles of the world. And as we've been learning in our Live Your Best Life class, being grounded, knowing that peace and knowing that love, I recognize that I am protected and loved by the covered bridge of spirit. Now, as I was preparing myself this morning, I like to read the daily guides in the Science of Mind textbook. And the one that came up today seems to fit very well. And John, thank you for sharing the slide. We can withdraw the slide now. What Ernest said in the meditation for this morning is, I draw around me a circle of love and protection. No harm can enter, nor find place within the charmed circle of life and love. For it represents God's loving care and eternal watchfulness. I will rest within me now, and I will speak comfort to my soul and tell it of all the wonders of its life, safe from the din of strife and fear. So that's the good news. That's the bridge over troubled waters. So thinking back to that covered bridge and where we were in the moment, later in the evening, we were sitting around our campsite and, you know, I got to thinking about times when I had troubled waters in my life. And this was before Science of Mind and even now. You know, I didn't always have the same sense of security. And I know when things went wrong, wow, I could really lose it. But I'm noticing as I'm doing my practices, as I'm taking classes and staying connected with individuals, when troubled waters happen, like on our last trip, the tire popped right off our trailer behind our RV, but I was fine. We were okay, and I knew it. So let's go on. let's go on to these stories that I'd love to share with you, because it's really good to be reminded that God, that covered bridge, is present and good all the time. So the first story I'd like to share with you came from a friend of mine on social media. Now, I don't know who to give credit for this story to. She didn't either, but I'd still like to share it with you. So take a breath and listen in. Imagine you're holding a cup of coffee, hot coffee, when someone comes along and bumps into you and shakes your arm, making you spill the coffee everywhere. Why did you spill the coffee? Well, because someone bumped into me. Wrong answer. You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in the cup, you would have spilled tea. Whatever is inside the cup is what will spill out. Therefore, when life comes along and bumps you, which will happen, as we saw this morning, whatever is inside you will come up. It's easy. It's easy to fake it until you get rattled. So we have to ask ourselves, what's in my cup? When life gets tough and the waters get troubled, what spills over? Joy, gratefulness, peace, humility, or anger and bitterness and harsh words and instant reactions. Life provides the cup. You choose how to fill it. So I'm inviting us to work towards filling our cups with gratitude, as Kev so lovingly introduced this morning and invited us to do, with joy and words of affirmation, with practicing of forgiveness and kindness, being gentle with ourselves and others. The end. So that's the end of that story. And I really resonated with it, and I hope that you do as well, because it's this reminder for us to pay attention to what are we placing in our cups, in our hearts, before the waters get troubled. Am I filling my cup, myself, with joy and love and peace, humility and harmony? I think for the most part, yes. Take a breath with me. I'd like to transition to my second story. I wasn't going to share this one, but it kept coming back to me. So when Spirit keeps tapping, I'm going to share it. Have you heard the children's folk tale, The Three Billy Goats Gruff? Well, let me share a shortened version of it that includes my own metaphysical interpretations. Once upon a time. Okay, so that's my favorite phrase in the entire world. Once upon a time, there lived 3 Billy Goats Gruff, who were brothers. They lived an idyllic life. But during a season of trials, their pastures had dried up, and they were starting to get hungry. As they considered what to do about their predicament, they noticed that across a nearby bridge, there was an open pasture with more than enough fresh green grass for them and the other animals on the farm to eat for a long time to come. But under the bridge, there lurked an evil, ugly troll who prevented anyone and everyone from crossing the bridge. The youngest, smallest billy goat, thinking to use his courage and his speed, agreed to go first, intending to just scamper right across that bridge before the troll could get him. As he started across, the troll popped up from underneath the bridge, looking to eat the intruder and blocking the littlest billy goat's progress. "Who's that trip-trapping on my bridge?" Things don't look good for our littlest billy goat. Have you ever worked up your own courage to make a change, just to have your friends and family members, those trolls who are well-meaning, but they don't want you to get hurt or disappointed, and so they start giving you all kinds of excuses and reasons why you can't possibly make that change or do that thing? Returning to our story, the littlest billy goat was not only fast, but he, like his brothers, was also very intelligent and lived in tune with spirit. He told the troll that his middle brother would be following immediately after him, and he would be a much better, bigger meal. Well, the troll, as greedy as he was, let the littlest billy goat pass. Now the middle billy goat, he saw his little brother had stepped onto the green pastures, and so he started confidently walking towards the bridge himself. And once again, the troll popped out to block the middle billy goat's way. "Who's that trip-trapping on my bridge?" Uh-oh, the middle billy goat is facing troubled waters too. Have you ever started making positive changes in your life just to hear your own inner voice? That inner critic who can often be louder and more intrusive than your friends and family members, kind of your own inner troll. It starts giving you all kinds of negative ideas why you can't possibly do or complete that change. Returning to our story, the middle billy goat Gruff was also very intelligent and had faith that he could get by that troublesome troll just like his little brother had. He told the troll that his older, much meatier brother would be following immediately after him and would be a much more fulfilling meal. Once again, greedy as that troll was, he let the middle billy goat go over the bridge. Now the oldest, biggest billy goat, who had taught his younger brothers about staying connected with spirit, approached the bridge. Once again, that troll jumped out to block his way and try to eat him. "Who's that trip-trapping on my bridge?" However, this time, the biggest billy goat Gruff, knowing his own strength and purpose and oneness with spirit, simply put down his massive horns and butted that troll right off the bridge. The troll was never seen again. Now the biggest billy goat joined his other two brothers in the green pastures, and the farm animals, they all lived happily ever after, crossing that bridge whenever they wanted to graze on the nutritious grass. So the moral of this story is that as we do our spiritual practices, working to connect with spirit, knowing we are one with spirit, identifying patterns of thought and not so helpful advice that we are paying way too much attention to, well, we find that we might need to do some specific spiritual practices, such as attending classes, doing forgiveness work. And with the forgiveness in particular, when we start forgiving ourselves and letting the trolls stop our progress, we can transition across those troubled waters. Forgiveness work is powerful. And like the biggest billy goat gruff, once we've come to a place where we're no longer allowing that troll to block us, we can butt it out of our lives forever and cross that bridge anytime we want. Okay, so that's my version of the 3 billy goats gruff and its metaphysical meanings. I hope you enjoyed it. So it brings up this idea of a spiritual practice of forgiveness. Well, forgiveness, we've talked about this from the pulpit many times. Forgiveness is a healing process. And healing is realigning ourselves with the love of God, recognizing our oneness and communion with the One. And in religious science, we teach that when we do get our spirit, our mind, and our body in alignment with our greater good, releasing all those mental blocks we've accumulated toward that good, then nothing, no trolls, can stop our ability to manifest our desires. I'm happy to say that alignment is one of the ideas that we'll be exploring in our Magnetize Your Life class with Reverend Tony, Zoe DeMora, and myself. We start tomorrow evening, and we invite you to check out the class if you haven't yet. So to review what I've gone over today, forgiveness is to give as before the incident happened that needed forgiving. And really what I'm called to remember is, in the beginning, God. Hearkening back to the first step of our spiritual mind treatment, I recognize that God is all there is. That's what Teresa said in our meditation. That's what Jennifer sang about in her song. God is all there is. There is one life. That life is God. And reflecting on the first story that I shared, we hear that I am the cup, filled full of God. Now, if I find bitterness or anger or harsh words and condemnation spilling forth from my bumped cup, then I can be sure that I added stuff into my cup that was not in alignment with spirit, and I need to do some forgiveness work. Forgiveness is an inside job, and only I can do it for myself. I am the only one who can cross that bridge for myself, and yet I know I'm not alone, and neither are you. Love, that connection with spirit, can and does build a bridge. Love of God is ever present and available to all and all alike. So there's no need to do any of this work alone. We offer classes. And as was announced earlier, our Ministry of Prayer and our practitioners are hosting 2 online evenings of prayer for our country, much needed at this time before this election day. Practitioners, they continue to be available to provide prayer and support sessions. And they're knowing the highest good is revealing itself throughout this entire process for us, in us, and as us. So together, we are building a bridge over the troubled waters of life. Life is good, right here and right now. So I invite us to build a bridge, bring love, compassion, kindness, and gentleness in order that we may all enjoy peace and freedom from all discord and safe passage across the troubled waters of life. And so it is. Thank you for letting me share that with you, beloveds. I wasn't sure I would, but here we go. So now I'd like to invite us to go into a time of prayer together. And as we allow our awareness to connect with this moment, let's take a deep breath together. So as I turn my awareness away from the troubled waters of life, allowing myself to know and to feel the security, the safety, the love, the oneness, the connection with God, the one life, the one power, the one present. That is my cup, that is filling my cup, that is ever present, here, now, and always. I know there is one life, and this life is my life. And it is the life of each and every beloved on this call, each and every beloved that is in any way connected with the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, with Oakland, with California, with the world, with this power for good in the universe. Simply basking in this knowing of oneness. I speak my word for our community today. I speak my word for this month's nonprofit partner, Hop Along and Second Chance Animal Rescue's mission. Their mission is to eliminate the euthanasia of cats and dogs through rescue and spay and neuter programs. I speak a word of blessing for that partner. I speak a word of blessing for our planet, Mother Earth. Deep gratitude for her beauty, the fall colors, the bridges, the life expressed, her resilience, and our ever increasing mindful stewardship of her. I speak a blessing for all those in service to creating a world that works for everyone. And that's this community and everyone in it. I speak a word blessing our youth and the youth of the world, knowing that they are guided, just like the little Billy Goat's brothers were guided by their older brother. They are guided by a loving mind and heart of spirit. I speak a word of love, comfort, and healing for all those impacted by challenges of any form, including John Northcott, Hamal Johnson, Lita De Seville, Anne DeMuro, Barbara Williams, Joanne Somerville, and Atrina Asari, and all those impacted by fires and COVID-19 and floodings. And I speak a word of peace and comfort for any experiencing transitions within their families. And I invite you now to speak a word for those who are coming up in your heart today, in the comfort of your own homes, surrounded by the covered bridge of God, that love. Speak your own name in the name of your beloveds into this prayer. And as those names and loved ones are included in this prayer, I simply give thanks. Grateful to know that God says yes. God, the bridge, the noun, and the verb, says yes. And all is well. And from this place, I simply release this word into the love of law, knowing that it shall not return void, that it is done. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you, beloveds. And now I understand that we have a video to share. So I would love to introduce the video. It's a few of our beloveds. You know, we gathered the videos from the 75th anniversary. And we have a couple beloveds that would like to speak to us. And so via the video, please listen. Don't worry about those troubled waters.
Sherry, I'm here to talk a bit about what OCSL has meant to me. I have been there for, I guess, since the early 90s, and so have a lot to say, but I'll keep it very short. I will say that the best that OCSL has contributed to my life is the leadership of Reverend Jeff. His constant reminder to be kind has led to a community that practices it. I feel I have a spiritual home and a community that cares and has my back. I believe that we're all striving to be the best that we can be, but it's also okay to be vulnerable with each other. And for me, there's a feeling of safety in that, and a safety at OCSL. I have to say that my most powerful tool is affirmative prayer, focusing on what I want to see in the world, peace and kindness. Especially right now, it's important to see the good in a time that's tumultuous and sometimes very frightening. Holmes's teachings and principles give me the bigger picture that all is well beneath the extreme turmoil that is surrounding us right now. But I find joy in the people. I find joy in the Zoom calls that we're having right now. I think that we're getting closer to each other because we can actually see each other up close and personal, and we have time now to listen and to respond to each other. So I feel that this community that I already felt was very strong is getting more strong in the pandemic time. So I think that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Barbara Gordon Kaleva, and Science of Mind has really helped me throughout my life. It has built my sovereignty in my life, and it's taught me how to live my life in high resolve, which I think is a great way to live, especially in these times right now. The most important thing I have learned is to serve without an agenda, just serve from my heart, from love and kindness, which I think is a most wonderful thing, and especially in these times right now where we need to be serving in different ways and from love and kindness. And lastly of all, I think all the fun we've had and all the good memories. I've been with the center about 15 years or more, and all the things that we've organized, from parties to concerts to workshops to retreats, and all of them have been really dear to me. And I love the center, and I love all the people there and all the diversity. And I'm really knowing that the center will just keep going with great energy for a long, long time. So I'm excited about that. So there it is.
I am going to attempt to what you know what OCSL means to me, which is challenging because there's so much, and it's really all about connection. And it's the connection with gifted, knowledgeable, and very wise ministry, with a diverse, welcoming of intelligent, inquiring minds and kind hearts and generous spirits each time I'm there. It's for the inspiring beauty of a place of worship. It's the incredibly talented and passionate musicians. The opportunity to make a difference with assisting other nonprofit organizations in the area. And last but not least, the healthy, delicious, fine cooking for the Sunday after service lunches. As I said at the beginning, there's a lot more, but I'll stop with that and let you know it's an abundance of riches for me.
Thank you. It's so good to see members of our community sharing their love for the connection and the gratitude of Oakland Center. And so I'm happy that we're able to share some of those video clips with you. I know we'll do some more of them, but it's nice to share them on a Sunday. So next we're going into our time of conscious giving, and I believe that we have an affirmation that we could put up on the screen. So say this with me in your own homes. Joyously I give with an attitude of abundance, knowing that as I give, I do receive. And as we talk about each week, we have the donate button out there on the website, right there front and center, and also on the website and connected to our village news, we have the link to the pledge program. So I invite you, if you haven't done it already, navigate yourself out there, set your pledge for this year, for this 2021 year. Allow us to give you more of this kind of connection and insight and love and music. Oh my gosh. So that's where we are this morning, and I lovingly pass this over to Regina Buckwalter.
Thank you, Sally. I really like the metaphor of the coffee, because now when I pour my morning coffee, I'm going to intend what I am going to be pouring in that cup every day. So thank you for creating a little ritual for me. Yeah, great service. The music, all of the IT support, I give thanks for. It always takes a village to put these services together, and just really feel so supported by the staff and how we come together and just organize and orchestrate this with a lot of intention. So I have an enormous amount of gratitude for the musicians and the IT support staff and all of us that come together. For those that are online Zooming today, we will definitely have a prayer room facilitated or hosted by Bonnie Gonzalez. So she's all the way from Ireland doing her job here, and this whole culture of IT just brings us all together from all parts of the world, and we're able to maintain our sense of community no matter where we are. You can also get prayers from practitioners by going to oaklandcsl.org, and there are practitioners throughout the week that would love to pray with you. So if you're needing any support, please show up and ring us, and we'll be there for you. We just love to pray. So all of that being said, we're completing the service, and the affirmation for today Okay, that's a different one than I have. So let's go with this one. I am whole. I am healed. I am loved. I forgive. And I am forgiven. And so it is. Okay, now we are going to be even more inspired as we continue this wonderful service by Kev Choice. So, okay, Kev, it's your turn.
Let's all sing together silently. And you can turn your screens back on as we get ready to close out our service. Blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and sing Amen. Blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and sing Amen. Let our joy be so Take a deep breath. Give thanks. Thank you all. Thank you all. Hope you have a beautiful
Thank
rest
you
of
all.
the beautiful week.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Kev. Everybody.
Thank
Darling,
you,
Virginia,
Kev.
wonderful. Blessed be.
I still can't unmute my face. maybe I just need to just take it back to bed.
Thank you, Kev. Thanks, Reverend